You have to see it as a very bad night for the government. Clearly, they managed to save that seat in Uxbridge on a local issue, but where a local issue wasn't really that important in the southwest and in the north, where they are vulnerable to losing seats to the Liberal Democrats and Labour respectively, they did very, very badly indeed. The swings in those seats were truly massive, 29% in Somerton and Froome and 24% in Selby and Ainsty. And if anything like that is produced at the next general election, the Conservatives will be in a huge pile of trouble.
That's a big if, isn't it? I mean, what, if anything, do these results mean for Rishi Sunak and his party come the next general election?
Well, to be honest, I think the results suggest that the polling that we've been seeing over the last few weeks, with Labour nearly 20% ahead in those opinion polls, are probably reflecting reality. That can't be good news for Rishi Sunak and his cabinet. Clearly, there are 12, 16 months to go before an election, but it is normally quite difficult, I think, for a government to pull that kind of deficit around.
After a brief period of celebration, no doubt all the post-mortems and the end-trail reading begins on Monday. How do the political parties interpret these results as they set out strategy for the next general election?
Well, I think for the Lib Dems, it gives them some hope that they can win back some of the seats in what used to be honest, their southwestern stronghold. So I expect they will try and build upon that. As for Labour, I think the result in Selby and Anstey is obviously very encouraging, but they will, I think, have to guard against complacency. And in some ways, the Uxbridge by-election helps them do that. As for the Conservatives, I think they will look at the way that they handled this by-election and focusing on the costs of the green transition, and perhaps hope that by emphasising that in the next few months, they might be able to claw back some support from Labour and indeed the Liberal Democrats. I think that would probably be a mistake, however. I think actually the conditions in Uxbridge were very particular to that constituency. And clearly, obviously, if we're interested in the future of the planet, I think the government backing away from that green transition will be a very bad idea.
Tim, good to see you. Thanks very much for your time and your expertise. Tim Bale, Professor of Politics at Queen Mary University in London.